Erica Lee, a psychologist at Boston Children's Hospital. Thanks so much for joining us, Doctor.
Dr. Lee, it's great to see you. So you just heard that EMT describe how that the children were trying to save each other inside that church. We actually had the video of the young man whose friend lied on top of him and took the shot. It's horrible to imagine, let alone experience. So what should parents know about the long-term effects of witnessing a school shooting?
Yeah, I mean, it's heartbreaking to hear these stories and even for all of us to even have to think about this topic. So I really appreciate you asking these important questions. It's important to know that number one, children are resilient, and offering them psychological support as soon as possible after a tragedy like this can prevent some emotional distress from either turning into something bigger or lingering over the long term. And we also know there's significant risks to experiencing a school shooting. Research has found that youth who experience school shootings are at greater risk for academic failure and absenteeism, and some research has found that symptoms of anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder can linger for at least 5 years after the experience. So over the coming weeks and even months, it is important to monitor children who've experienced this kind of thing for signs of distress, being increasingly anxious or sad, having nightmares or difficulty sleeping, not wanting to go to school, starting to isolate, and even from some of our children starting to act younger than they are. Those are all signs that they're really having a hard time adjusting.
I mean, 5 years and beyond, maybe for the rest of their lives. How do you ever forget something like that, Doctor? Let's talk about older kids, especially in high school. Typically hear about school shootings when they happen. It is on the news. You can see it on social media. What about the younger kids? Can parents safely assume that they don't know anything about this? And if they, I am curious. And then if they do find out and they ask you, what do you do?
Yeah, it's a great question because you're right, news travels fast, right? And even though our young children may not see or understand the news the way that our older kids do, they do pick up on the energy and the stress level of the people around them. Our young children are actually very good at being very perceptive as like, what is the vibe that's happening around me? So it's helpful for parents, do not assume that they're completely unaware, especially if it's being talked about at school or home. If you think your younger children will hear about it, you want to be part of that conversation. You want them to talk about it with you so they have the opportunity to ask you questions and process it with you together.
So you probably already answered this, but should parents try to find out what their kids know, or just wait until the kids ask a question?
Yeah, I think there's no harm if you think your child is going to hear about it. You want to be part of that conversation. So it's never a harmful idea just to check in with them and see how they're doing. It will give you a sense if they're aware of the news and what's happening and also how they're feeling about it. Gives you an opportunity to say, what questions do you have? Are you worried about anything? Let's think about it together. And there are some really important things that they need to hear from their parents. And the number one thing, and I know this is so hard, especially for parents right now, is letting your kids know you are safe. Your safety is the most important thing to us. Trusted adults and helpers like us, your teachers, your communities, we're doing everything that we can to protect you. These horrifying events are horrifying, and it can seem when these big events happen like they're very common. And while even one shooting should never happen, they are still very rare, and most of our children are safe in school. And I'll say one other thing that I found that families are finding really helpful when they feel so helpless in the face of this is try to be action oriented. You know, we don't have a lot of control often when these things happen, but you can get involved in advocacy. You can get involved in your local school community. Think about what it is that you can do that feels like you're being proactive. That seems to be giving a lot of families some renewed energy around this because it's just absolutely awful and heartbreaking.
It is indeed. Dr. Lee, thanks so much. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Dr. Lee. Take care.